Alright, hello everyone. How are you all doing today? I myself am doing rather well. Gonna get into some DC news today, but before that, if you're new to the channel, I'd like to thank you for checking this video out. As well, if you've come from EVS's stream, I'd like to say hail Comicsgate for a quick second. With those out of the way, I'd like to also say that if you enjoy my content, go ahead and subscribe. Now to the meat of the video, it looks like Hollywood is picking up production once again. There are firm dates for both Wonder Woman 1984, so that is coming out in October now. And then Jurassic World Dominion seems to be picking up production, so that's quite nice to know that there will be some more entertainment down the line. I know a lot of people have kind of burned through their entertainment within the last 3 to 4 months of lockdown, so let's get into it. First article I have: Ben Affleck definitely answers whether he would return to play Batman again. It was the saga fans followed for years. Would Ben Affleck actually reprise his superhero role for the Batman? Alas, the actor ultimately conceded the role to Robert Pattinson, and the movie was reworked to stand apart from the DC Extended Universe, which I think is actually a pretty good move, having films separate from the DCEU. We know how much of a failure it has kind of become, and the path towards recovery should definitely be these standalone movies. That's kind of what happened with Marvel originally. They had all standalone movies that had one scene that connected everything, and yeah, it's been a long time coming, I would say, although we have no idea what's going to happen with the Snydercut. However, recent developments have made fans wonder if an Affleck return is possible. After all, audiences now have at least 2 Jokers coexisting on screen. Perhaps Affleck could continue on as Batman, even while Pattinson plays a different, younger version. Well, Affleck himself finally addressed whether he considered suiting up in future DCEU films. So, he still has an opinion on it. People are still bugging him. But generally what the article goes through is saying that he's not in the state of mind to really go back to the DCEU. Not really. The DCEU has struggled to recover from Justice League's failure. The superhero team-up should have been the starting point for a shared universe of possibilities, but instead the DCEU has made every effort to distance its subsequent movies from it, but one announcement offered a second chance to get the initial path on track. So, it's kind of funny because things like the Snyder Cut weren't really supposed to happen, but thanks to fan persistence, HBO needing a trump card, and Zack Snyder and the cast of the Justice League having enthusiasm, it kind of brought it back from the grave, really. I know films aren't the films like the first Wonder Woman as well as the Aquaman film don't keep to the continuity too well, or at least they bring up issues with the continuity if all the films are still interconnected. During a Man of Steel watch party, director Zack Snyder and star Henry Cavill confirmed the mythical Snyder Cut of Justice League is indeed in the works. After years of fan campaigning, Zack Snyder's Justice League will be released on HBO Max sometime in 2021. The actors, for their part, added their support and excitement to fans. And such excitement there is for this. It so far, I think, is going to definitely be better than the original Justice League cut, mostly because it will have one director's vision behind it. Justice League did suffer from having those 2 points of different director styles, very different indeed. Affleck was no different. The actor submitted a video message to Kevin Smith's Batman Beyond show, and in it, Affleck expressed his thanks to fans and his enthusiasm for seeing Snyder's vision finally come to life. The director's original idea involved Justice League sequel and a darker end to Batman's story. So did this news mean that two was back on? Which is kind of weird because I know that Superman was supposed to have a 5-movie story arc, which I'm surprised didn't end with the death of Superman. They had it right in the second movie, which really throws off the pacing, having him introduced, die, and come back so quickly. During all that time, no one has really connected with the character 3 films in, and we really don't know what his Superman is supposed to be about or what is he's supposed to be turning into. And you know, the older movies, like the original Superman movie, you connected him right away, mostly because they remembered to have the Clark Kent part and have Clark Kent be a separate entity in the true personality of Superman, I would say, at least. Is there a chance Ben Affleck returns to play Bruce Wayne? At this point, it remains to be seen whether Snyder will stick around in the DCEU. Some reports claim he may direct a Man of Steel sequel. Others insist Cavill's involvement will only extend the cameos to other heroes' movies. In any case, it doesn't sound like Affleck will be part of any upcoming DCEU movies. In an interview with YouTuber Dwayne Hamby, Affleck clearly cleared up any misconceptions about whether he would return to play Batman again. So finally we get into his quote. A lot of fluff words in between. I don't get why articles do that, but at the same time, they've gotta justify their existence for somehow. Yeah, that's not the kind of I had an opportunity to write and direct and star in a standalone Batman, and it happened in a point in my life when I lost interest in those stories. I'll go see Robert Pattinson's movie. I think it's gonna be great. He's great, but The Way Back is the kind of story I'm interested in telling now. Affleck has previously opened up about how his relationship with alcohol influenced his decision to step away from the DCEU. In that respect, Affleck's character in The Way Back mirrors his own struggle. The actor does joke that perhaps he plays a very old Batman with a walker, so perhaps the door isn't shut forever. So, that's not so bad, I would say. It's kind of a letdown. I know a lot of people do enjoy his Batman, but as it stands, he has no real interest, or at least he is interested in different projects more so than the current ones happening in the DC. In the end, it may be better for not to have him on, just because he wouldn't have the passion in there anymore. And the article ends with, notably, Affleck's comments predate the announcement of Zack Snyder's Justice League. There's always the chance the actor's participation in the project could reignite his interest in playing Batman. After all, the cast will reportedly be involved in completing Zack Snyder's version of the movie, which, from the stories of the reshoots, is definitely happening because they need people to physically be there for a lot of this stuff, and especially if they want to get rid of a CGI Cavill, mustacheless CGI Henry Cavill. They really should have just gone all the way and given him a beard in that moment, you know? Anyways, but Affleck's response seems pretty steadfast for his personal life to his career. The actor has always shied away from the intense scrutiny of the media and the critical drubbing both Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, and Justice League suffered likely took its toll. Drubbing both. I don't like how that sentence. That being said, fans should probably get used to the idea of a new actor slipping on Affleck's cowl. At this point, Pattinson's version is disconnected, so the larger DCEU will need a Batman at some point, but who will play the character next time we see him? Not too much information going on there. I thought there would be some more stuff to comment on, but it's pretty basic. I did read through the article beforehand, and apparently I didn't have as much thoughts on it as I originally thought I did. Anyways, that about does it for this video. I hope you guys enjoy. If you did like my comments, go ahead and leave a like. If you have ideas on how I can improve, go ahead and leave those in the comment section down below. It would really help me out. Anyways, that about does it for this video. I hope you guys take care.